rushes 4 and covers for 7.
Wiggins incomplete and now picked off at the 40-yard line. Fumble, but Furman recovers at the 46. Rico Perkins, the freshman corner, picks it off for Furman, and the Paladins defense brings the crowd to life.
Here it is from the shotgun. Pennington looking downfield. 2 receivers right together. That was a blown pattern. Ball is tipped. In a pick. Marshall player down. Theron Todd.
Theron Todd it is. The
receiver. Actually, Todd and Wiggins were right together there on that pattern. Somebody blew their route. Looks like Todd's going to be able to walk off on his own power.
Furman turned it over, you'll remember, in the first half, but Marshall unable to capitalize on the turnover. And now Marshall turns it over for the first time in the game, and Furman in excellent field position at their own 46-yard line. Just underway here in the third quarter. Marshall leads Furman 10-0 as Todd goes to the sideline after the injury.
So we'll see if the Paladins, with the pick, can get something on the board.
Furman, of course, has had an outstanding third quarter in all the contest games this year. And you saw the numbers there. First quarter has been terrible for them, but the third quarter has been outstanding. Bonaventure keeps to about the 50-yard line. Gets into Thundering Herd territory and a gain of 4.
Stopped by Billy Ryan.
Running the dive option into the boundary. Bonaventure executes the dive option very nicely. Picks up 4.
That's a 49.
Numbers of Bonaventure in the first half through 12 passes. 5 of them successful, 38 yards.
You mentioned earlier, Mike, that he'd been hurt. I think this is the first time he's actually been 100% in several weeks.
Second down, the long 5. Bonaventure to throw, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of number 84, Luther Broughton, the junior tight end.
Luther Broughton, he's the big play guy for the Paladins. They fake the dive option. There it is. Fake to the fullback, try to hit the tight end Broughton. But not really a good throw.
Scott Smythe defending. He was upset. He thought he could have picked it off. And was a little upset, but on the incomplete pass, it's third down and 6. Marshall 4 of 10 on third down conversions in the game.
Shotgun.
Furman's pass is complete. Fighting for the first down
Maybe got it.
Is Bo Davis, and he may have the first.
First time we called his name today, Bo Davis. Flanker runs a deep square out route and picks up the first down for the Paladins. Brandon Bonaventure, Melvin Cunningham, the defensive back. But a first down, Bo Davis.
And Furman continues its drive now at the 43-yard line. Have the first down by about a yard. High backfield behind Bonaventure.
2 deep zone. Toss sweep. Throw back.
Bonaventure looking.
Nowhere to go.
Down at the 45-yard line.
Boy, that didn't fool anybody.
Jermaine Swafford on the sack.
Here you fake, well, you run a toss sweep. Tailback goes in there. Pitch back. What they call a flea flicker. Well, I tell you what, it didn't fool anybody. It was double coverage. Bonaventure had nowhere to go with the football. So all he did was peel it and eat it.
2 sacks here this afternoon. Jermaine Swafford, 2 sacks now on the season. And it's going to be second down and 20. Leo McClarty in the backfield behind Bonaventure. Moore was in motion.
Dive option.
Moore now fumbles it on the field, but ruled an incomplete pass. Was it a forward pitch?
It was on the ground, whatever it was. Here's the dive option. Fakes to the fullback. There's the pitch. That was ruled an
sure.
incomplete pass. That looked like a fumble to me.
Not sure why. It was actually tossed behind the
Well,
receiver. So
that was a fumble, I believe.
3rd down and 20. Bonaventure
From the shotgun. One
wants
for
to
all
go
of it.
long. And it is
Got a man.
first down at the 20-yard line. And now to the 17, Jody Wade with the reception.
And I'll tell you what, that was great coverage that time. Wade, he just out-jumped the Marshall defender. That was Melvin Cunningham. Melvin Cunningham has him covered like a blanket. This is just a heck of a play here. Jody Wade just goes up and takes the ball down.
Jody Wade's about 2 inches taller than Cunningham, but he jumped.
He jumped about 6 inches taller.
That's right. So Furman comes up with the big offensive play. And now inside Marshall's 20-yard line with 12 minutes and 13 seconds left in the 3rd quarter and trailing 10-0.
That's just where the offensive receiver outleaps the defender.
High backfield again behind Bonaventure.
Hand back.
Moore at the 20, and he will dive back to the original line of scrimmage. Jerome Embry tripping him up.
Too much penetration there to get anything going. They run that counter back into the boundary.
Moore with about 82 yards rushing in the game, 20 yards receiving a contest.
Mark Moore, one of those blue-collar backs, carries that lunch pail. He'll give you an honest day.
Bonaventure, the junior from Orlando, Florida, facing a 2nd down, about 9.
Get some heat. Get some more heat. We got a hold or a flag down.
Bonaventure runs out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
I believe we're going to get a hold. Yes, sir.
Holding against Furman.
Holding against the Paladins.
Boy, this absolutely will drive a coach up the wall. You're down there knocking at the door, and you get a big holding call. Used to always like to tell them, if you can't block them, don't hold them. Just don't block them. This, you kind of add insult to injury is what you do. And they're going to be out of field goal range here real soon. Although the Paladins got one of the best in the business in Jim Richter. He can hit them for 50 and 55.
He had a 52-yard field goal back in 1993 against Western Carolina. 2nd down and 25 following the penalty. Bonaventure again has to throw. Trouble.
In
He goes
serious
down
trouble.
at the
Fumble.
28-yard line. The ball is on the turf, and it's ruled down, I think. They'll rule it down. Furman will retain possession after a gain of 4.
Excellent coverage. Here you see him fake Bonaventure to his tailback. You like to slow down those linebackers or squat them. Bonaventure running for his life. And gets what he could get.
10 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Marshall on top of Furman 10-0. Furman facing a 3rd down and 22 inside the Marshall 30-yard line. Bonaventure looking to the corner, and it's overthrown. It's going to be 4th down.
Yes, sir. Here comes the field goal unit.
Josh Cole, number 80, was the intended receiver, but it was overthrown.
A little bit too tall.
There's a look at Jim Richter, the senior from Columbia, South Carolina, who is 7 of 13 on field goals, but he has connected on 6 in a row.
Believe me, this is well within his range.
Into attempt of
37, it'll be a 47.
32, Jim Richter.
He did have a stress fracture in that left foot, his plant foot. We'll see how he's adapted to that.
That was a bad hole.
And
Right
it's
there,
short.
bad snap. Really wasn't a bad hole. Pretty good hole, but a bad snap. Had to get it down in a hurry.
10, Furman 0.
So Furman comes up empty with 10 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Marshall still on top, 10-0. Back in a minute, down and picks up a yard. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Marshall on top 10-0. And there's a look at the outstanding field goal kicker, Jim Richter, who came up short on that one. He had 6 in a row prior to that field goal.
Well, I saw him kicking him yesterday. I mean, he has got a leg on it.
Second down 9 for the Thundering Herd offense. Pennington gives
Parker.
to Parker. He's
Nowhere to
caught
go.
behind the line again, and a great job by Jay Thier, the sophomore linebacker, to catch Parker behind the line of scrimmage.
Here you see the penetration. Counteraction. Parker bounces outside. Too much penetration. Thier there to make the stop. Have a look at it from ground level. There you see the penetration. Parker down. That's about a 2-yard loss. So the Herd wanting to keep it on the ground, take some time off the clock. But right now going in the wrong direction.
Loss of 2. It's going to be third down and 12. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pennington. Pressure from the outside. Steps up. And he's not going to get away. Goes down at the 38-yard line.
Excellent coverage in the Furman secondary. That's what they refer to as a coverage sack. Nowhere to go with the football. Chad Pennington, the true freshman. Looking downfield, you can see he's flushed early. Nowhere to go.
Phil Warren, number 75, pulls off the sack.
Brian Daler, he's the one that forced him to flush. He should get half the sack.
Fourth down and 12, and so Chris Hansen comes in to punt, standing inside the 15-yard line.
This time the punt doesn't go 15 feet over his head.
And it's going to roll dead about the 31-yard line. So Furman will start offensively from the 31. We're going to take a break with 7:58 to go in the third quarter. Marshall holding on to its 10-0 lead over Furman. Paladin's homecoming.
I'll tell you, we'll be indebted to him for life. It looks nice now, but boy, early, we'd have been in trouble.
First down and 10 for Furman. The carry across the 32-yard line to about the 33.
Larry McLeod there to make the stop.
Carried by Mark Moore, gain of 2.
Good look there, Brandon. I'm not sure what that sun visor does for you.
Didn't do too much in the first half because there wasn't much of the sun to.
It just kept the rain out of his eyes. That's all it did the first half.
Second down and 8 after a gain of 2 for Leo McClarty. Bonaventure this time over the middle, caught at the 45-yard line up to the 49.
Luther Broughton, that's the main man. Furman loves the tight end. One of the best in the Southern Conference. They run a sprint draw. Tight end wide open. Luther Broughton, big catch, and the chains move for the Paladins.
Now at the Paladin 49-yard line, there's Broughton, the junior out of South Carolina, averaging about 12 yards a catch, preseason all-conference.
He's a good one. Dive option.
Bonaventure pitching back to Moore.
Look out, got some room.
35 into the 33-yard line before B.J. Summers could wrestle into the ground.
They run that dive with the counter dive. Bonaventure on the pitch. When you don't have somebody assigned to pitch, they get them blocked. Then you're off to the races, and that's exactly what Mark Moore was. And the Paladins are on the move.
First down and 10 from the 34-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Now Bonaventure checks.
Bonaventure wants to throw.
Nowhere to go.
And he's going down at the